I want you to practice this week is when you're done playing, tether her and just move away. So you want her to be in a high state of arousal, and you said finish, and then you tether her and you leave. And then she's got to work through her stuff. Okay. So finish, and then if he's not, because the thing is, I'm done, right? I'm not playing anymore, so I'll come over and I'm not there. I'm frustrated, and then I'll tether him. But then he can't get to the toy, and he can't get to the food, and he can't get to me. So what does he do? He starts to self-soothe, and then he'll go, oh, okay, I'll just be like. So you've got to do that for me.
So I don't give her anything.
She has to learn to be bored. It's one of the hardest skills people don't teach, because it's hard not to do anything. I know, because I'm ADHD.
When I settle her, let's say, I make sure she's got a hard thing to chew and a soft thing to chew.
Now, look, for chewing, I understand that, but no, because eventually, what if you're out in public? And you need her to be calm. There's nothing for her to give. So she has to learn to have anything and settle. And it takes time. It's like kids these days. You know, like everyone, if they're bored for 2 seconds, they watch their phones. I do it. I know. So I'm trying to teach myself, like, if I'm by myself for 5 minutes because a person went to the bathroom, I'm sitting and I'm looking at people, you know,
instead of
looking around, instead of like going on my phone. So that's the same thing. So if you can't now, because she's teething, yes, leave a hard thing for her to chew. But it's not, the point isn't to always give her something to do. The point is for her to learn how to be bored.
Okay. So I've got a question about that. Because I've got...
You keep standing in front of my camera, it's hilarious.
Oh,
it's
no.
like, that's okay. No, it's fine. At least you can still hear. But
I always have got the toys scattered. Like I've got a few here, a few in her crate.
No.
That's exactly the question that I forgot to ask you last week.
That's fine. So what you can do is you can alternate toys, like keep 2 or 3 out and then change them, but not everywhere. Okay. The best toys only come out with you. So Flirt Paul only plays with you. Because then she'll be like, well, I really like it when you play with me, because you want to build a bond. If you give her things where she can entertain herself, why does she want to play with you? And if she doesn't want to play with you, we have a problem, because how are you going to reward her in the real world? Finish. Leave it.
Okay, so we're gonna just leave a few things out.
Like one on her bed, a couple in the crate, fine. And you can leave a hard thing, and you know, ankle, whatever, because she's teething.
The hard thing I always make sure she's got with her actually.
So that's fine for the teething, but once the teething is finished, she also has to learn there's not always going to be something to chew, because that's life. Good boy. I mean, look at him. I don't have a toy for him. I don't have food for him, and I need him to settle down. And he needs to learn to settle down, especially for an assistance dog. But for a pet, it is super important to know, because otherwise she's always going to be in the crate. Because you go, oh, I can't do anything. Like, she doesn't just hang out with me. She constantly tries to get me to play. Of course she does, because that's what she's been doing. So now we're going to be like, finish, nothing's going to happen. And she'll try and push you to be like, well, I can make you play with me, because I'm going to yell at you. Or I'm going to grab something I shouldn't have, like a shoe.
No, we've been tethering her, and I have a shower or something, like we've been really doing it. Like
perfect. Keep doing it, that's what I'm saying. I know you've been doing it. It's just they're normal people, because remember in the beginning when I came here, she had free reign.
Oh, yes.
Right?
I mean...
So that's the first thing I taught you, was like, be careful, because she's practicing habits. He's already settled. That looks a bit different. He is laying down, but he is a little bit more settled. Like, his breathing's not as bad. He actually gets a bit hot, don't you? His pupils are not dilated. He's not super focused, hyper-focused on the toy. And this is because we're doing this, where he goes, So you need to practice this. So for example, if you were to play with her, I would be, let's say, standing out of the way with him like this, because then he needs to learn, just because she's playing doesn't mean it's the play. You see, everything becomes layered on top of the next thing.